Hey guys, it's Maria Park and welcome to Approach the Nerd. And this is our Batwoman Season 2, Episode 18 review. I'm not going to lie to you. There are things that I loved about this episode, like Batwing, and there are things that I thought were not very good, like mostly everything else in this episode. Just putting it out there. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick summary, and then we're going to just discuss exactly what I had issues with in this episode. So Black Mask is on TV announcing to everyone in Gotham that Blackgate Prison, Arkham Asylum, GCPD, Gotham City Hall, etc., they're all corrupt, they're crooked, and only Black Mask is there to basically save all of Gotham. And he pretty much puts all these black masks out on the street to recruit the city of Gotham to take arms and become part of the Black Mask struggle in taking back their city. The overall plan for Roman Sionis is to basically promote from within his organization, promise a raise for someone to put on his black mask and then blow the person's brains out on TV, making, Roman Gotham's new hero, the savior of Gotham, because he's nuts. I love that he was praising Batman. I thought it was extremely hilarious when he was like, Batman had it right. He even built abs into his suit. I'm like, okay. He loved the fact that Batman kept trinkets or souvenirs from every villain he put into Arkham. And then he even made the joke that I've made over the years reading comics saying you actually thought these people were going to stay in Arkham. That was ridiculous. But yeah, his plan is to take a modified version of Snakebite and inject it into Agent Tavernoff, or as I like to call Agent Teabag, and start his own invincible army of Banes without the Bane rage. And so he thought his Snakebite that is amped up and modified would be able to take away that rage, but let them have all the abilities of still being Bane. Didn't really work out. It kind of failed, and Agent Teabag ended up in Mary's clinic. Now, meanwhile, the entire city is losing power. It's all in the dark. So they can't charge their phones. I mean, everything is really archaic. Luke finds his old dad's workshop, and he is going through like different atlases and maps to figure out exactly where Black Mask has been broadcasting for. It's 5566 Olive or Street or whatever. And so Ryan, who is journaling about how basically she wrote a resignation letter to the city, and gave it to our favorite radio DJ who likes to say everything in a very sarcastic and very, real way. And she is in her feelings that she got her she got her butt handed to her. Kate beat the hell out of her. Let's just be real. And she's in her feelings because she doesn't have her suit. She doesn't have her gadgets. She feels like she is not Batwoman without these things, and she cannot take out Kate Kane. But that proves to be untrue thanks to a pep talk from Sophie and a pep talk from Mary, and seeing the city have black masks all in their windows in support with candles lit in support of the retired Batwoman, who basically called on the city to stand up, which is what they did, I guess, by putting these in the window. We have this this really cute family that they focus on, who are watching things unfold on TV. And I guess they were the ones we're supposed to be seeing everything through on the perspective side of Gotham citizens. But that gave Ryan the strength and motivation and willpower and courage to take on Cersei. Because when they go to 5566 Olive, it's actually Ryan and Alice that goes, because when her and Sophie were going to go, the mayor was attacked. And so he got hurt, and Sophie basically had to stay behind. And so, of course, Ryan went and asked Alice for help. And her and Alice are having these conversations and banter. And Alice actually ends up, apologizing to her because she lost Ocean. And she was like, now I know why you hate me. And she's like, I'm sorry. And Ryan's like, what do you want? And she's like, because you lost Ocean, you now know what it feels like to lose someone. And I'm going to point something out in a second why that actually annoyed me a little bit. And I'll get to that in a second. But long story short, her and Ryan take on Cersei and Roman. And Alice basically takes Roman out with Joker's acid flower, which is absolutely perfect for me. And of course, Ryan uses the Batmobile, and I have problem with that too. I mean, yes, it was effective how she stopped the bike. But I have a problem with how she suddenly knew how to work everything in the Batmobile after we've already established a few episodes ago that even Luke was remotely driving this thing. But now she's like completely down with all the tech. I'm just confused on that. I'm just throwing that out there. We never had an episode that showed that she knew how to work all of the inner workings and the computer of this car. So I have questions about that. I also have questions about the fight between her and Cersei, aka Kate Kane. Because quite frankly, I kind of feel that Kate would have beat the hell out of her, even with Alice helping. And the fact that Ryan was hitting her with a motorcycle helmet means nothing. She would have literally killed her. So it's, you know how we always say, because comics, we're going to say because CW. So they're able to spray this modified snake bite that Mary took from Agent Teabag into her face, or at least Alice does. And then her and Alice go off the bridge, which is actually very reminiscent of, number one, the car accident where their mother was killed and Alice ended up going into the lake where Kate, got out of the car in time. And two, if you remember in the first season, Alice actually falls in the water and Kate saves her from drowning in the very beginning of the season. So very reminiscent of that. Alice got to have a really sad goodbye with Ocean where she literally said, Sophia was right. I'd always have to choose between the two of you. And he's like, Sophia chose for you. And she had this little goodbye scene with him. And then there's another scene where she actually is saved by Kate. Kate comes in and opens the door. And remember in season 1 where she's quiet and doesn't let them hear her in the basement of her torturer. Well, in her mind, Kate opens the door. Now, I don't know if that was Kate thinking that or if that was Alice. I think it was still Alice, but she finds Beth. And then Alice gets arrested. And Ryan at the time kind of looked put off by that. But later on in the episode, she goes to the jail and gloats about Alice being imprisoned. I'm going to get to my feelings on that in a second, too. Kate decides to give Ryan, Batwoman and pretty much everything. And she's going to go off and try to find Bruce. Because if she finds Bruce, he could be off being held and tortured somewhere. So she's going to go find Bruce to make amends for not being able to find Beth. So she also says that her and Sophie are pretty much not meant to be in this world. And so they're done, leaving the floodgate open for what I call hashtag bat chasing. Ryan and Sophie will get together, which is what I told you was going to happen. So Kate Kane's gone. The only thing I really liked about this episode, honestly, guys, was we got to see all the bat, basically the bat memorabilia of all the villains. At the end of the episode, we saw Poison Ivy's vial is broken, so her vines are going everywhere. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff from Penguin, not Joker, from Mr. Freeze and a bunch of other things that were just kind of floating around in the river. Pretty sure I saw Riddler stuff. And I also loved a little bit of time we got to see Batwing. I love that he was able to save Mary because she was running up this fire escape with the modified, snake bite that she pulled from Agent Teabag in the clinic. And he was raging and pretty much attacked people in the clinic and was chasing her up the fire escape. And I don't know why the hell Mary always gets attacked in the alley. It's always the alley of her clinic. It's really weird. But she went up the fire escape and she was, she basically threatened to drop it. And he's like, F that. And the guy pushes her up the fire escape. And then we see Batwing with his suit is smooth. He's able to fly up and catch her. And then he doesn't know how to use it completely and falls down. I do love the fact that his dad was designing it based on what his concept of a black Batman would look like, his designs when he was a child. So all of that is great. I have no problem with that. That was cool. That's, like I said, Batwing was my favorite. And just seeing all the Batman, villain memorabilia that we all recognize was pretty cool. Now for my comments on this. Okay. So Ryan has literally been a character that has a lot of potential, but I feel like the writing fails her. And what I mean by that is this. They've gone from making her be this sympathetic person who was kind of shafted by the system, even though technically she was an idiot and was running around Gotham holding drugs she took from her girlfriend. And that is why she got arrested. She was not wrongfully arrested. She was carrying drugs. I wish they would get this straight. I hate when they have writing like this. Just admit that you took drugs from your girlfriend to keep it from her, and you were running around Gotham holding drugs on your person, which is why you got arrested. You did not get arrested because somebody planted drugs in your van. You did not get arrested because somebody planted drugs on your person. Your butt was arrested because you're stupid and you took drugs and you ran around Gotham where the crows and people were with drugs on you. That is the first problem that I have. So that little speech with the parole, with the parole hearing kind of irritated me because, quite frankly, you were telling Alice that she needs to be accountable for what she did. But baby, your butt was actually arrested for carrying drugs, which is a criminal offense. Get over it. Had to put that in perspective. Now you're talking to a woman. I'm a minority, so I'm gonna call another minority out. That pissed me off. Number two, what made me extremely mad is when she was saying, first of all, let's think about this. She is now changed. She is Batwoman. She has proven herself. She is blah, 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 blah. But let's be clear. Ryan did not upgrade Ryan, which is what should have happened. No, Ryan became Kate Kane. She has Kate Kane's loft. She works in Kate Kane's establishment. She has Batwoman suit. She has her sister and Luke as her family. And pretty soon she's going to have her girlfriend. Ryan did not become a new version of Ryan Walder. Ryan became another version of Kate Kane. And I dare anybody to prove me wrong on that. So really good potential for a character that really has no story of her own. And that's kind of how I feel about this character. When she went and she said this stuff to Alice about how, now you lost Ocean, you know what it's like to, to finally lose somebody. Now you want to make amends. Two things. Number one, Alice's men killed her mom. When in the scene, the flashback scene, Alice came in and said, what the hell are you guys doing? They had already done it. Now, I'm not going to give Alice any slack because Alice has killed people and people that did nothing. We're not taking that away from her. But Alice did not physically kill her adopted mother. But Ryan saying, you don't know what it's like outside of Ocean. I mean, let's see. The woman lost her father and her sister because they basically thought she was dead. She found her mother's head in the freezer. She was forced to make human faces out of skin. She found a little cat, and the guy that was holding her captured threw the freaking cat in like this kind of chopper and killed the kitten. Basically, she was tortured for 13 years, partly by, I think his name was Cartwright, it went out of my head, and then by his mom. And then she went to, Coriana and basically fell in love with Ocean and then was brainwashed and separated from him and brainwashed into being crazier. And then she came back to Gotham just to have, she was in her feelings about her family not finding her. And yes, she did a lot of wrong things, but let's be clear. Kate and her dad had also failed Beth. They failed her. And Kate even got her arrested again, even though she said she was never going to do that. She did it. And even now in this episode, Mary's like, so what are you going to do about Alice? And she's like, well, she's my twin. She's always be a part of me. But until she wants to be Beth, I can't save her. I'm like, this woman literally just did mouth to mouth and went out of her way to save you. And once again, Alice is locked away, having lost everything. And then Ryan had the effing audacity to walk into that jail cell and rub it in her face. And I'm like, you know what? I can say now, I don't like Ryan. I don't like her. So thanks, CW. You actually made a character that I kind of liked in the beginning. You kind of made her have a bad taste in my mouth. And that's pretty sad because, again, very first Black female superhero led show. I had lots of hope, but the writing in this absolutely sucks. It just sucks. And I don't know. I'm in my feelings about it, guys. I couldn't, me, I'm real. I can't kiss butt. I can't pretend to like something for views and subscribers. I'm just never going to do that. Ryan's character is literally horrible. So what do you do with that? Yeah. It's pretty bad. Now, I know with Alice, I didn't want her to have a redemption arc. I really wanted her to become Red Alice. And quite frankly, the way things are going, it still may happen. But, if you're going to have a redemption arc, but yet your main character, Batwoman, who's supposed to be this person that understands hardships and understands, all of this stuff. But yet when it comes to Alice, you're just like, oh no, just lock her ass up. And no matter what Alice does to help you, you're just like, nah, no, can't handle it. No, you're just bad because you killed my mom. And I'm like, whatever. And I love that Alice dropped that bomb on her, because the one thing I will say is Alice always gets the last laugh. Alice said, and quote, your mom is still alive. Because she was taunting her earlier. She said, it's funny. The first woman you ever met, you killed. And that was your mother that gave birth to you. She died in childbirth. And then later she's like, by the way, your mom is still alive. And I knew that's how Alice was going to stay in the game, because she knows who the mother is and she's not going to tell Ryan. So yeah. And then Ryan's going to be like, I'm going to have to break Alice out of, jail, out of Arkham, because she knows who my mother is. I really know how this is going to play out. But I mean, there was so much failure in this episode. It was so stupid. And like, as a comic book lover, I never compare Arrowverse, shows to comic books, because it's just stupid. You can't. Not saying that comic books are the holy grail, because they retcon themselves all the freaking time. But I mean, I can't compare apples and oranges. You just can't do it. But the character of Kate Kane was literally destroyed when Ruby Rose decided to quit that show. The character got punished. So Kate Kane, literally her entire life has been taken over by a pod person named Ryan Wilder. So I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. So yeah. That's how I feel. Batwing was good. I like seeing them use Joker's acid flower. And that's literally, I feel like I really wasted an hour of my life. So let's see what you guys thought. Told you it was going to be a quick recap, because there really wasn't much to do. This episode was decent, is enjoyable to watch, but it's very flawed. It's beyond very flawed. As a finale, it felt odd. It felt stupid. I'm like, look, the scene where they're all like eating vegan, or they're like eating pizza, and of course Kate has vegan pizza, and they're drinking and talking about all the stuff that Ryan did, and then Ryan comes in and she's like, thank you for the symbol, and you've changed my life, and blah blah blah. And Kate's like, the suit's yours. I'm like, that girl knew the damn thing was hers when she walked in there. She wasn't leaving. I mean, don't even act like that was suspenseful, please. I'm like, because the plot said so. Called lazy writing. Yes, it is. Wait, is Kate back? No, Kate has basically cut ties with everybody in a way. I mean, I really like Wallace Day. I really wish they had cast her as Kate Kane originally, and then we wouldn't have been in this mess to begin with. Again, I had high hopes for Ryan's character. I don't have it anymore. She's too damn annoying to me. And the whole thing with Sophie is just too damn annoying with me, because I know what's going to happen, guys. You can see it. I called this crap in the second episode of this damn season. I said, they're making Sophie a bat chaser. She's going to sleep with every Batwoman in that suit. Kate, Julia, when she pretended to be Batwoman, and now Ryan. She is a bat chaser. And that's sad, because Sophie is a very good character, and she is literally being written as well like shit. The episode was kind of confusing. No, it was just bad. Ryan, you have failed this city. I don't know why. It seemed like they were hinting that Poison Ivy is Ryan's birth mother. Oh. The internet would break. Once again, Alice the villain looks more sympathetic than the hero, no matter who was Batwoman at the time. This is true. I didn't like how they handled Alice. They gave her redemption, and in the episode, it felt like they pulled a 180 and made the redemption aspect of it pointless. It made everything about Alice pointless, because no matter what Alice does, it is all Alice's fault. But if this had been any other character, it would have been fine. Hell, Kate was literally killing people, or like hurting people as freaking, Ryan, well, technically as Roman Sionis' daughter, but technically not as her daughter, because she kind of had a split. For me, she had like a split personality, because she couldn't hurt Mary and Luke and Sophie when they were at the Batcave in the last episode, but she could hurt everybody else. So like but it was forgivable because it's Kate. And I'm like, I would have loved to see how Ryan would have turned out if she had gone through a third of what Alice went through. Yeah, the candy lady held her hostage for a month in an attic and she was traumatized. But, she got saved. And she still had to point out that somebody came to the house, but it wasn't to find her. It was to find some other white girl. But it just happened to be Beth, who was not enjoying herself. Her privilege was not in, helping her from being tortured by this guy, for 13 years and his mother eventually. So, I mean, it's just, oh my God, these people that write this show. Also, Carolyn wrote this up. Caroline needs to take a reprieve. Something is wrong with her because So wait, Kate is leaving and we just won't see her next season? Yep, she's going to find Bruce. They literally, I will say the CW has managed to literally make some of the most powerful female characters in comic books completely non-existent. It's kind of like the Bryan Singer treatment of Rogue and Storm. First, we have Black Canary, which basically was made to be this weak, whiny, flighty person in Laurel who had a little bit of redemption, but then ended up dying. And now we have Kate Kane. Kate Kane literally giving up Batwoman in general never would happen in the comics. Never would happen in the comics. But they took the character of Kate Kane and now she's no longer part of the Bat anything. She's completely okay walking away and not worrying about Gotham, not giving back to her city, going to find Bruce, and even telling the person that's supposed to be the love of her life, the one that she wrote a letter to, saying, if you're reading this, then this means I'm dead. And I want you to know that I love you and I'll always love you and you're the love of my life. And now she's like, I guess we're just not meant to be in this reality. And I'm like, and the fact that a queer woman wrote this is very disturbing to me. Wait, Ryan and Sophie, oh my God, I want to die. Yep, Ryan and Sophie are no longer, Ryan and Sophie are going to have it. They're going to be a thing. You already know it's going to be a thing. She even joked about, this isn't the first date or something, or is this a date or whatever with Sophie? Of course, they're going to hook Sophie up with Ryan. Of course they are. Who else is she going to hook up with? She can't be with Julia. Julia's still brainwashed in Germany because no one gives a crap that she's never come back. No one never even suspected. It was very odd that in 24 hours, she decided to just up and leave and go to Germany. That was her calling. It's so stupid. I don't get why we wasted an entire season on Kate just to write her off. Like I said, I already told you this, guys. As somebody who is a full-on minority who embraces their blackness, you cannot take Batwoman from Ryan because optically it's bad to rip the title character from a Black woman and give it back to a white woman. You just can't do it. Even though canonly Kate Kane is Batwoman, you can't do it. They effed up by having this whole Ryan situation in the first place. They should have cast Wallace Day as Batwoman. She has chemistry. She's a very good actress. She's a very good fighter. Her fight scenes are believable. Yeah. There's no way Wallace Day doesn't want to return as Kate for season 3. Like I said, this is so messed up. Also, what happened to Sophia? Sophia's still laying on the beach, remember, with the dagger with the desert rose on it in her heart. Oh, I forgot to mention something else that I thought was stupid. How Ocean was taken. Remember I told you in the last episode I didn't understand how Ocean got taken out so easily by Tatiana? Well, apparently it's because he was on his phone Googling campers for him and Alice to go, to take, basically run away with for the rest of their lives. So because he was doing an online purchase like an Airbnb, he was so distracted by his phone that he couldn't hear someone coming to kill him. A trained fighter could not hear an assassin coming to take him out. Even though he's been living off the grid this entire effing time, he couldn't hear Tatiana. No, that's as ridiculous as that fight scene on that bridge. I don't know if I can take another whole season with Ryan. I've always tried to give her the benefit of the doubt because, again, stepping into a show, being a minority, being the lead, it's hard. And again, I don't blame Javicia Leslie. I blame the writing. I always blame the writing. I don't understand what goes on in their minds when they think that we're going to accept some of the turds that roll out. I don't understand. And this is one of the biggest turds I've seen. I don't understand. I can't even call this show good. And it's sad because there are good characters. They just aren't written right. It is really annoying. It's just really effing annoying. Do you think Kate will pop up on Supergirl? She's going to National City. I have no idea. No idea. Maybe she'll be like Diggle. She'll get like one episode. And then they're like, well, you need to go to Smallville and talk to Clark, but he's evil right now. I have no idea. It's just stupid. Just bring Bruce back at the beginning of season 3 and just end it off there. Like, I can't handle it. Sophie is a bat chaser. Hashtag bat chaser. I don't care if you guys quote me. I said it. I've been saying it. I told you they were going to do it. So tired. And as a queer woman, it makes me sick that they just know that, we can just throw our feelings at the next available, fellow queer character. But you see, that's not how chemistry and love work. But apparently in this show, that is how it works. So yeah, it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen. Sophie and Ryan are going to be a thing because Sophie needs to have relevance to stay in the show. She's not a crow anymore. She's helping with Team Bat. I have no idea how she's paying her bills, but that's fine because that's what happens in every CW show. They lose their jobs and yet they still don't go hungry or homeless. I don't understand it. It just happens. And Sophie has no other purpose now on this show except being support for Ryan, Mary, and Luke. That is it. You would think that Sophie would be Batwing because she has fighting skills. Luke has to learn how to fight. Now, again, Batwing suit, smooth. I loved seeing him being able to, get his jets going for his wings, flying up and catching Mary. That was cool. I loved her reaction. I love how she was like, what is happening? I love that. I love when Mary and them were talking and she gave her a walkie-talkie and she's like, I know how to, use this. If you find out, if you figure anything out, send me a raven or something. I love the raven drop in that. That was cool. Some of the comic references were not lost on me. I love when they throw these little Easter eggs in it. That's fine. But I mean, I shouldn't be more excited about the Easter eggs in the damn show. That's how I feel about it. Another episode with just Ryan. Yeah. The actor who plays Jacob Kane isn't returning for season 3. Oh, wow. They really are getting rid of people, aren't they? What would Jacob do? He's no longer ahead of the crows. He's in jail. What would he do? So he's being written out too. Put Julie in the suit. Hell, Sophie were better than Ryan. I just can't handle another season with her. She is very annoying. She is annoying. And I hate saying this. Again, as somebody who is half Black, you always feel obligated to try and support another minority in a lead role because it is very slim, especially a female Black superhero. You don't want to be that person that is saying bad crap because there's so many people that are out there saying stuff just based on her race. And my problem is not her race, obviously. It's the effing character itself. She is annoying. She annoys me. She doesn't like the fact that she was so willing to walk away from people being hurt or killed. That's not Batwoman. When Alice said that she needed to go save Ocean and Ryan didn't even care, and then he ends up dead and she still didn't care. That's not Batwoman. I don't understand how Ryan's supposed to be this great role model when she's annoying as shit and she picks and chooses what she gives a crap about. I don't get it. Also, Ryan was a side character for most of this season. As far as I'm concerned, she's still a side character. Why they absolutely destroyed this show. It's bad, guys. Ryan's writing just sucked. It's true. Like, this season wasn't bad, but I don't get the people they say it's perfect or incredible. I just don't see it. It's not. And the people that are saying that obviously are very happy or get very easily amused because I don't understand. The plot is not good. There have been episodes that I thought were good. I've said that in reviews in the past. But this, you basically set up all of this plot where Ryan She doesn't even know how to use most of the features of the Batmobile, but suddenly she's just rolling. She's rolling through it like a pro. And I'm like, when did you have this crash course? Who taught you this? Because Luke was having an out-of-body experience. He almost died. He didn't want to come back. He didn't have time to teach you anything. So when did all of this occur? Why is it you have a pep talk, you see a bunch of black masks with candles, and that gave you the skill level to take on Kate and beat her, and then brag that you were holding back, which we both know is a damn lie. She got her A beat, and she was about to get her A beat again. Alice came and helped her, and she picked up a motorcycle helmet and was hitting her with it. And I'm like, okay, that's how we win that fight. And then you were like, I'm Batwoman. Okay, no, you're cheat woman. And no. Kate Kane is Batwoman. I'm sorry. It's true. And I never thought I would say that. I never thought I would say that watching this series, but Kate Kane is Batwoman. Ryan is basically a fill-in for Kate, even now, because she's literally taken over Kate's entire life. Now, if Ryan had gone off and got a job and gone off and got a new relationship of her own, like the girl that she was kind of hooking up with at the community center, I forgot her damn name, went off and lived her own life and only hung around Luke and Mary when they were supporting her as Batwoman, and even brought in people from her own life to come and help her, and, just did her own stuff, then, that would have been different. Then I would have said, wow, you've evolved. You have changed. You have grown. No, baby girl. You went from living in a van and an ex-convict to live in another woman's basically apartment or loft, working at her establishment, taking on her superhero identity, taking her family/friends. You become Kate Kane. I'm like, and the real Kate Kane is like, okay, I guess you want to be me. I don't need to be here anymore. So I'm just going to leave. This is so stupid to me. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I really hate to admit it, but season 2 made season 1 look like a masterpiece, and the story was better than season than me personally. I'm not going to lie. Wallace Day is a better Kate Kane than Ruby Rose, but I'm not going to lie to you. Season 1 was light years better than season 2. And that is so sad. It is so sad. And whoever convinced Carolyn, because she actually said she was just going to recast Kate Kane. Somebody convinced her to do this. And you just want to take this person, just like smack, 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 smack. Just smack the hell out of them. Like, I would have been okay if they brought Ryan in as another member of the Bat family. She could have been, Batgirl. She could have been Flamebird. She could have been anybody else. But she is too damn annoying to be Batwoman. I can't handle it. I just can't. They're going to give Sophie a suit next season. Heck, they could have made Sophie Batwoman, and it would have been a hell of a lot better. I will rewatch season 1 any day of the week. Okay, so also, how does Ryan just have the same exact bat suit as before? I guess, you know what? I'm not even going to try and make excuses for this show anymore. I have no idea, because, as far as I'm concerned, it was cut up. And Kate put it on with a black mask. And actually, I thought it was pretty cool. I don't understand how it originally... Well, it didn't fit her because she cut out the logo. So they made sure to know that they have different body types. But how it returned to Ryan, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't think that Luke is skilled enough to build that suit. But he modified it, I guess, for her. And technically he did modify Ruby's Kate Kane's version of the suit. So maybe he had enough material to make her another one. I don't know. I don't know where they get the material from. They never established any of this. So again, another reason why this show confuses the effing hell out of me. I hate that the show didn't make Kate do anything as Cersei that she would feel guilty for when she became Kate again, thereby adding something of substance to the character. Yeah, she actually killed She killed the guy, the Cartwright guy, who killed who held her sister hostage, and of course had her mother's head in the freezer. And that's another thing. I really wanted Alice to effing say it. You're like, you think that you've seen trauma with mommy? Did you open the freezer and see your mother's head sitting there? No, heifer. And I'm like, I don't know why they don't ever talk about this stuff on the show. If somebody was coming at me in a fight, I go into debate mode. I'm like, let's talk about trauma. Yes, what happened to your adopted mother by my guys was effed up. But I was held in a little tiny room for years where I only had one book, Alice in Wonderland, to read. I didn't have comic books like you. Yeah, you moved around from different homes to homes and you had a hard life being an orphan, but I might as well have been an orphan because I was tortured for 13 years. But, you don't understand that because your mom got killed, and that literally is all that matters. Nobody else's trauma, nobody else's drama, only Ryan's stuff matters. And that has been an issue. And then literally the proof of that is when her and Luke got arrested, and then Sophie got arrested, and she was talking all this trash, and Sophie and Luke literally put her in her place, talking about, you don't own blackness. You don't own the struggle. I mean, everybody who is a minority is having an issue. It just is not about Ryan. It's about everybody. The struggle is real. So you up here and you need to be here. Oh God, I just don't understand. Ryan literally got almost killed last episode by Kate Kane as Batwoman, and I always rewatch season 1. Yeah, I don't get it. They had a chance to redeem the show. Yep, and it failed. It's the Supergirl season 2 finale all over again. One hero got possessed and defeated to make the other hero look better. Yep. The suit does look sick. Oh, that suit. We are not going to hate on the Batwing suit. That is a smooth. It's smooth. I love it. I looked at that. I'm like, wow, Luke is finally fired. Like he literally looked like, he was ready to take on. Now I knew he couldn't do anything in it yet, but he looked like he was ready to fight. So I was happy about that. Dude, there is no way Bruce is not in Gotham. They're just destroying the show and the whole identity as a Bat family now. I guess my problem with Bruce is he acts like he doesn't care. Even when Crisis was happening, where was Batman? So maybe Kate's onto something. Maybe Bruce is kidnapped or being held somewhere. Because why wouldn't Bruce come back with Crisis on Infinite Earth? Or why in the heck wouldn't they choose Bruce? Because that doesn't make sense either. I don't know. It's like I said, it's weird. It's really weird. What would you rank the show compared to the other Arrowverse shows, the HBO Max DC shows like Titans and Doom Patrol? So Doom Patrol is amazing. I'm only on season 2 of Titans, but I like it so far. Doom Patrol is definitely up there. I'm very high on my list for number 1. I think Titans would be number 2. Stargirl's probably 3. As much as I hate to say it, Superman and Lois, not bad. So that would be number 4. Black Lightning would probably be number 5, because even though it's not the Black Lightning that we should have had, it still was a lot better than most of the CW shows. Do I have to put the Flash on the list? I was going to say Batwoman will be 6, but I can't. Batwoman season 1 would be 6. And then Legends of Tomorrow. No, Legends of Tomorrow is 6. Batwoman season 1 is 7. I'm not going to rank season 7 or this season 2 of Batwoman. I just can't. The Flash season 1 and a little bit of season 2 is 8. And then I guess Arrow would be 9. Painkiller would have been high on that list, but we didn't get it. So can't rank Painkiller. Supergirl is 10. No, Supergirl can be 9.5. I just won't have a 10. There you go. And I'm sure Lanterns, when the Green Lantern show or the Lantern show comes out, it's gonna push it higher. Did you look up Power Rangers on YouTube yet, or finish Good Witch? I have not seen the new episodes of Good Witch. I saw the one last week. No, I have not looked up any Power. I'm gonna be real with you. I think I've said this before. I spend a lot of time in and out of doctor's offices. I've had 8 appointments just this last week. I've got 4 this coming week. So until my health is back, my anemia is better, I can't go looking for stuff that's not in my DVR. And I'm not trying to offend anybody. I just don't have time. I literally, to make my streams happen, I rearrange my life because I don't want to not be able to get reviews out for you guys. So if it's something that I cannot record and go back and watch and I have to actively search for it, I can't do it. I don't have the energy level. I don't have any of it. So I can't. I am so behind. I haven't even watched, what is it? Into the Heights, I think, the new movie that's in. I have it in my queue. I haven't been able to watch it yet. I haven't had time. We were going to start Black Summer. I fell asleep. So I didn't get to watch Black Summer last night. So, I mean, it's just been a thing. It's been a very strenuous time. And these past year and a half with my medical condition has been very hard. So I'm trying. I don't want you to think I'm not trying, but I can't actively go search for YouTube videos for people to upload shows on YouTube. So if Power Rangers is not back for us here because it's not according to my DVR, then obviously I'm not meant to review it yet. That's how I look at that. Also, Ryan could beat Cersei because she got 2 pep talks. That's what I said. It didn't make any sense. I wish that's how it works. You just go like in comics, it's like, don't worry. It's okay that you can't fight. But you can go take on Lady Shiva. I mean, because I believe in you. And they got candles in their window. and then the person goes up to Lady Shiva and just dies. I'm like, pep talk my butt. And I'm like, I do not understand that at all. So, and Ryan's not even a paragon. So it doesn't make sense why she would have any of this clout. So it's like I said, it's just stupid. It is stupid. Oh my gosh. They should have just killed Kate off. This was actually worse. They literally, basically, she gave her entire life away to somebody else. And Ryan is not an involved character. She's not a character that got anything on her own merit. She just took over somebody else's life and she gets to keep it. It's like, you're keeping this woman's life. She's going to be running that bar. She's going to be living in her loft. She's going to have her girlfriend. She gets to be her superhero persona. She gets to be with her sister and best friend, Luke. She got it all. She literally got it all. And technically didn't earn any of it as far as I'm concerned. And I'm just like, okay. I honestly really hope they bring Wallace back next season, even for a little bit, because she is a great Kate Cannon. Honestly, would be an amazing Batwoman. I would have loved for her to be Batwoman. I would have loved for them to I just don't know what Caroline was thinking. I mean, it's so weird. It's weird that she went this route. And I feel bad because, again, in the beginning of the season, I didn't have a huge problem with Ryan, though I did nitpick her a lot because she does have an attitude problem and she does get in her feelings and she does like to be outspoken about stuff that, honestly, she needs to just not be outspoken about. For example, getting in her feelings about how Luke and Mary were talking to her about how to be Batwoman. You've been in the bat suit for like 2 weeks at that point. What is wrong with you? You don't know what you're doing. Kate didn't know what she was doing. He didn't treat her any differently than he treated Kate when she first started going out in the bat suit. But for Ryan, she's like, you don't trust me. You don't believe in me. No, lady, I don't. Because you're still getting in your feelings and lying about why you were arrested. You were arrested for carrying drugs. That is legal. You had drugs. I don't know how many times the writers are going to sit here and try and force feed us this BS. If you were running around the street holding cocaine or heroin or any other drug and you walk past a police officer and they frisk you and they find drugs, you are not set up. You are caught. It doesn't matter that you weren't going to use it. They don't know that. You had drugs on you. Ryan had drugs on her. So why she keeps saying I was wrongfully arrested, I do not understand, because you're an idiot. Now, if the Crows had saw her, took the drugs, put it in her pocket, and then did it, that's a whole other story. But they didn't. They literally, this story, it doesn't even make sense anymore. Every time she opens her mouth and says she was set up, I just want to smack her because it's a lie. The writing has failed this character. It's a lie. Guys got me in my feelings like it's a charm night. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. Let's see. Let me move up because it's already moved up again. Or you know what? I honestly think Sophie should have wore the suit from day one after Kate died to honor her memory. Yeah. And that would be a valid reason to keep Sophie around. And Sophie actually is a comic book character since Ryan had to be created. Again, like I said, I don't try to compare the comics again to the Arrowverse shows. It's just weird Arrowverse is just weird to me. I'm sorry. It's like you got drunk and you wrote a script and you have no memory of it, but you're embarrassed to say that you didn't know what you were doing. So you got to go through with it. And that's kind of what I feel like keeps happening in these scripts. Also, the way that they bring Kate back was way too easy and convenient. Yeah. Now I know why they brought her back, because Carolyn does not believe in the bury your gays trope. I don't either. But again, how they did this was weird. And she adapted to this new face, very easily. Like, there was no identity crisis. There was no like kind of dysphoric moment for her being in a whole new body that was not hers. None of that. She just accepted that she looks like Cersei. You know, it's like, okay, so Kate's not even bothered that she doesn't have her own face anymore. It's just weird. It's just really weird. Kate's family drama, the banter between Kate and Alice, Mary and Luke, and a bit of Sophie are the only reason why I stuck around for Batwoman. Yeah. I mean, again, I was not a big hater of season 1, like a lot of people were. I will be the first to admit that Ruby Rose only has 2 facial expressions. I don't actually know why that is, but it's true. She does. And when I saw her cry, it didn't feel like she was crying. It felt like eyeliner was dripping down or something, or mascara was in her eye. So I get that she's very wooden as an actress, but I still enjoyed season 1 a hell of a lot more than I did season 2. And it's just weird to me. Instead of Ryan, who couldn't even hit a button on a post out. Yeah. They were mostly likely drunk writing this, because honestly, I would have rather them and Bruce come back and hair change everything. It's crazy. And this show even ruined Hush as a character. Oh, Hush was, well, that's an Arrowverse thing. Arrowverse always messes up major characters and major miniseries like Crisis on Infinite Earth. Every time I think about what they did in Crisis, it just makes me laugh because it was so stupid. Biba was a bigger threat than Annie Monitor. So, I mean, they didn't need any Paragons to fight Annie Monitor. And honestly, there was never a time in Crisis where you had to go out and actively find a Paragon. All you had to do is get the Book of Destiny, scratch whoever's name was there, or write your name in, and bam, you were already a Paragon. Lex proved that in like 10 seconds. I mean, it's sad that literally Monitor didn't know that. So, yeah, it's just stupid. Like, Image, they didn't ruin him as Bruce first season. I like Bruce as actor, so that's cool. Alice would have made a better Batwoman. In a sense. Like, I mean, Alice, they get mad at Alice, but Alice always calls them out on their crap too. So, but like I said, it's a thing. It is a thing. I don't get it. I do not get it. Will Wallace come back? Maybe she'll do a cameo or whatever in season 2 or season 3. But at this point, we already have Kate Kane. Her name is Ryan Wilder, because Ryan Wilder has no story. She's nothing. Yes, this little thing they're trying to throw in with her bio mom being alive, she better not be Poison Ivy. I don't think that's what's happening, though. By seeing the vial broken, seeing Ivy's vine doing all its little spreading, what I think is actually happening is somebody's probably going to get a hold of it and get contaminated by it and become the new Poison Ivy, or they're actually going to have Poison Ivy come and try and get her stuff back. Or maybe all the villains are going to be coming to get their stuff back. That would be cool. That would make me potentially watch the show to see how Ryan could cope with Batman's OG villains. They'd kill her, though. She'd die. I'm like, she would die. Ryan going against Joker would have been dead in 1 hour. I'm like, she just would have been gone. She doesn't have the superhero fortitude to take on any of Batman's villains. To be honest, she can't do it. So I'm confused. I am so confused by this. I am very confused. And Ryan saying, well, we should have the community center above your clinic, Mary. That way everybody it's like a one-stop shop. Good. We'll start on this tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, you got the money now, because Mary's a billionaire. Kate technically is a billionaire, but you have money too. Cool. Where'd you get that money from, Ryan? You work for $12 an hour as a bartender. And a bartender manager of a club that still belongs to Kate. Where are you getting the funds for this? I'm so confused. I don't know why they get rid of Kate. She should have mentored Ryan into being a better Batwoman going into season 3, because they don't know how to write. The writing sucks. Ryan can't fight for nothing, huh? Then let Kate at least train Ryan. Hell, she could have been there to train Luke because Luke can't fight and he's got this smooth suit now. So, I mean, it's just the person that's going to end up training Luke to fight is probably going to be Ryan. That's setting up to fail. Joker would have gave Ryan that crowbar treatment. Yep. She would have been sitting next to Barbara in that wheelchair. Heck, I would rather see Kate as Oracle type character instead of leaving the show. Yep. I mean, why not? They literally did that with Felicity in season 3 or 4 of Arrow. Joker would have turned Ryan into Jason Todd. Oh, she would have been gone. She just would have been concept. Ryan would have been a concept. So yeah, like I said, guys, I was in my feelings on this episode. It's sad. It's really sad. I did not think. And again, I don't get angry at the actors and all this, and even the writers in a sense, because it's an imaginary content. And, you know, I don't, once I'm done talking about something, I let it go because it's imaginary. It doesn't affect me in the real world. But while I watched this today, I kept thinking, wow, you guys made a point of being like real to Black Lives Matter and casting a Black female as Batwoman to make sure that everybody knew that you were woke, because that is a word I hate, but that is literally what they were doing. And literally took this character and only made her effective because she was essentially living Kate Kane's life. You did not give this character anything of her own. She literally took over Kate Kane's life. And instead of her getting her own life by the end of this season, she got to keep the life that belongs to another woman. And somehow they felt that was progress. So, but what race is Caroline? So that's all I got to say about that. This was pretty bad. This was very, very bad. I would rewatch season 4 of every CW show than watch this season. It's not good. The writing was so bad and they ruined Batwoman. I'm absolutely, and like I said, it's hard for me as a minority to be on board when because I know that a lot of, not you, but a lot of people that I've seen say, oh, Batwoman is horrible, blah, blah, blah. It's because they don't like agendas and they say woke a lot or Wokemon, and they don't like the fact that there's a Black woman taking over this role. And so they don't like it for kind of racist reasons and ignorant reasons. I don't like it because the writing is atrocious. It just effing sucks. It's all over the place. There's so many plot holes and there's so many times that they do something and then they do the CW treatment, which is where they retro it, like not even an episode later. Everything that you've learned and grown as a person gets ripped away in the next episode and you're right back to being crappy again. And I'm just like, I can't. It's too much. It is too much. So I'm actually happy that this is the season finale, because if this had been before the season finale, I probably wouldn't have watched the season finale. And that would have been sad because I wouldn't have known how it would have ended. And honestly, I just want Luke to be Batwing and be an effective Batwing and maybe even be closer to how he was in Crisis, because that's how he is in the comics. And then I'll just watch Batwing. But give Batwing his own show. Just say no more Batwoman. Just give Batwing his own series and just let Ryan go. Let her go. Let her still stay in her delusion that, you know, her stuff is worse than everybody else's and that she actually deserves everything that she's gotten and that she's effective as Batwoman, and let her really stay in this delusion that she was wrongly arrested for carrying real drugs on her person in the middle of the street. Just let her go. Just let her go. Completely okay with that. Like, how did Ryan beat Victor her second day in the suit? She didn't. It was a fluke. She literally held up the staff and pushed the button, and that was it. If you had any, what is your favorite or heart-wrenching Arrowverse death? Because mine is Professor Stein. Ow, I love Professor Stein. Oh, that was really sad, actually. Well, I won't say death. I think one of the saddest scenes for me is when Ray left Legends, Ray and Nora. That was really sad for me. It's a thing, though. But at the end of the day, we got the Luke we deserve. Yes, like I said, Luke, his suit, fire. I have no problem with Luke. I really am excited to see his transition into Batwing. Don't have a problem with that. Not at all. LOL, a bunch of crybabies. You really need to elaborate on that statement because I don't know what you're talking about. Wait, I forgot Ryan found what button to hit. Yeah, she hit the button and it knocked him out. And honestly, I would rather she kept the Ruby Rose type suit till the finale and then changed it. Yeah, like I said, I didn't care about her changing the suit because quite frankly, I never understood how she fit in Ruby Rose's suit because I think Ruby Rose is like 5'10" or 5'11", and Ryan is probably my height. I'm 5'5". She's either 5'5" or potentially shorter than me. So that would not have worked. I never understood how she fit that suit. I don't think the suit is like Wildcat suit in Stargirl where it just morphs into your body, you know, and just morphs around your body based on your size. I really think it had to be modified because I remember that Luke had to modify the suit for Kate to wear in season 1. So I don't understand how she was wearing it to begin with. And I sure as heck don't understand how she was wearing her shoes because her feet are huge. So I don't understand how she was doing that. If anything, that made me suspend my disbelief. So it's a thing. They need to bring back Julia and have her be Batwoman. I just want somebody to understand that she was brainwashed. They've never visited this again. It's like they don't care. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why, like, knowing that Enigma was around, you know, and influenced Jacob and was influencing and brainwashing Kate and all these other people, why didn't Sophie at least say, hey, I wonder if Julia was brainwashed? They're going to put Sophie and Ryan together. I just know they are. I hate her. They're going to make Sophie a very good character into a bat chaser. I'm so annoyed by that. And I don't think they're going to bring Julia back because Julia and her actually had really good chemistry, but I don't think they're going to do that either. So, yeah. Do you think Spoiler will return? I'm not sure. That is a very good question. Maybe. I mean, I really am looking forward to all of the Batman villains, we'll call them Golden Age villains, to come back and get their stuff because I think that would be really cool. But probably not. I mean, I don't know if they have the license to use some of the characters that they've had. I mean, it's one thing to have items belonging to the villains. It's another to be able to have the villains cast. So I'm not sure how Warner Brothers is doing this. If they're only strictly DCEU, I have no idea, which still makes no sense because having basically we had DCEU Flash meet Arrowverse Flash, which established 2 separate universes. So technically, shouldn't we be able to use any character? I don't understand how that works, but whatever. Wait, there is a Riddler after his daughter was murdered. True. And Alice did say, you know, you basically killed Riddler's daughter. So, yeah. It's so weird because I had binge watched the Arrowverse in early 2020 and I've been let down horribly. Yep, that is a thing. That is absolutely a thing. It's sad, but the writing on these shows have been it's been deteriorating. Let's put it that way. It's been getting worse and worse. I started seeing it with Black Canary, honestly, and Arrow, because I love Black Canary. She is a very strong character. And in the comics, Dinah just kicks ass. Both mother and daughter versions of Black Canary were amazing. I did a spotlight video on them. So if you have time and you check it out, you'll see just how amazing the character actually is. She was like literally trained by Ted Grant. Her father trained her to fight. She came out swinging. She was not what they made her to be on Arrow. They had to make all of these characters that were very strong and very, powerful characters less than, so that Oliver Queen could be made to look better. Because in the comics, Oliver Queen, he's not bad strength-wise. He's a very good archer, but he is a DC joke. He's like the Yamcha of the group. They always make fun of him. He's the only character, immediate Justice Leaguer, that Batman didn't even bother making a contingency plan, and they always joke about that in every series. He never made a contingency plan about, Oliver Queen because he's not a threat. That's literally what he says in the comics. So this is just an Arrowverse thing. It's stupid. What is Killer Croc gonna do with his loose tooth? Like nothing. Like, what about the fact that Joker is literally dead? Luke implied that's why Bruce left, but what if he's not dead? What if Joker took Bruce? That would be interesting. And they brought back his acid flower. This show is filled with lazy writing. Yeah. Plus, why is Kate going to National City? She was going there to ask if she could destroy the kryptonite, right? But it was already shot in Ryan, so there is no kryptonite now, right? So what is she going to talk to Kara about? And then how is Kara even going to recognize her? That's interesting. And they brought back his acid flower. This show is filled with lazy writing. Sophie, Raya, and Julia, Kate drama next season, calling it now. I mean, not Kate drama. She's not going to be there. Like, there's no Kate anymore. She's gone. Black Canary was my favorite hero. Honestly, I love Black Canary. I love her. I do not want her to be brought back into the Arrowverse. And the only shows that she can actually be brought into that may make her okay is Superman and Lois or Stargirl. If it's not in those two series, do not bring her back. Don't even bother. Watch Julia come back as the villain. I will be so mad if that happens. Is Bruce in National City now? I kind of feel like she was going to stop in National City, which I'm thinking she's going to see Supergirl. And then she's going to go find Bruce. I don't know what leads she has, considering none of them know where Bruce is. I don't know why she suddenly thinks she can find Bruce. And if Bruce really is trying to stay hidden, she's not going to find Bruce because he's that good. But, whatever. I mean, like I said, the way they wrote her out doesn't make any sense to me. They could have done a Batman Beyond. They could have made her an Oracle type character, like you were saying. They could have done so much to have her be a support or mentor to both Ryan and Luke because they need it. Ryan needs support and mentoring because she doesn't know what the hell she's doing. So I'm so confused on where this plot is going and where the story is going. It makes no sense to me. And like I said, Ryan has potential to be a very good character, and they took this character and they made her Kate Kane because she literally has no story of her own. She has a trauma. She has a misguided delusion that she was falsely arrested while she was carrying drugs. And she is representing a lot of minorities, and they're writing her basically as a girl who took over another woman's life because she didn't get anything of her own. Everything she has right now is because of Kate Kane. Everything she still has is because Kate Kane let her keep it. Kate Kane is like, take my life, take my friends, take my bat suit, take my loft, take my club, be me. That's literally what they wrote Ryan to be. They made Ryan a black version of Kate and not Ryan a black version of Ryan. And that is my main issue with this entire plot. They did not give the first ever black superhero her own life. They put her in somebody else's life and she just stayed there. And that is my main problem with this series. So it is what it is. But that's how it is, guys. I have my own opinions. Evan, you guys have your own opinions. I respect your opinions. Please respect mine. You can disagree with me, debate me in the comments. That's fine. But if you come at me over imaginary content, I don't give a damn. I just don't. I don't care what you think. I'm just being real. But I am honestly confused and not really looking forward to season 3 at this point because I just don't understand what the heck just happened in season 2. So it's all over the place. I don't get it. The side plot with her finding her birth mom now makes no sense. Like, none of this makes sense to me. Will I still watch the first at least 3 episodes? I always do. So I will watch the first 3 episodes of season 3. But if it goes down like it's been going down in season 2, I probably will exit like I did Nancy Drew. I just won't bother with it anymore because I can't continuously watch things that get on my nerves. So it is what it is. I gave it a chance. I try to support it. The writing's too crap for me. So I don't know. It's a thing. All right, guys. It is late. It is 10:34 p.m. my time. We are over an hour. I appreciate you guys hanging in there while I'm ranting about this show, this finale, and this review, because it's a rant. It's what I do. I don't hold punches when I don't like something. But I do appreciate you guys hanging out. If you have like anything else you want to continue to say about this episode, or you want to, tell me why you liked it, I'm not going to ever tell you that I don't respect your opinion. So by all means, put it in the comments. Just do not be an a-hole about it, because I don't play that. And also, we are still going to have Arrowverse, but if you weren't in our last week's stream, I had to move it to Wednesdays because I'm doing Motherland Fort Salem streams on Tuesdays now. So that is what we're doing. We are not going to have Charmed on Friday because apparently it's on another break to God knows when in July. So it is what it is. Legends of Tomorrow, though, that came on tonight will be in Arrowverse Wednesday, though. So we will have that. And I don't know if we're having Superman and Lois. I'm pretty sure that's on hiatus now, too. But I need to check that because my DVR is being very confusing. So I need to look and see. But I'm pretty sure that might be on another break, too. So it might only end up being The Flash. And it might only end Legends of Tomorrow. It might only be those two shows. So we shall see. Monday, we are doing our basically our Republic of Sarah stream because I actually am still into this show, which is very weird. It's not something I thought I would be into. So we are going to do that. And then also Saturday, we're doing the Owl House. I have another show I need to do a review from or on. And then if you guys are into zombie films, The Kingdom, the series The Kingdom, they actually have a movie that's coming out in July, which you guys should put in your reminder list, that I think is a prequel to the series. It looks really good. I saw a trailer for it on Netflix. So just if you type in The Kingdom, I can't remember the full name, make sure you put that in your queue because I will definitely be talking about that because I love The Kingdom, Korean kind of Joseon era zombie apocalypse type drama. This movie, I think, sets it off. It shows exactly where the virus began. So I'm super excited for that. So make sure you put that in your queue so we can talk about it when that comes out. There are a few other things coming out too that I want to review, but like I said, I'm trying to get my streaming down because I've been not feeling very well. So I'm trying to catch up on everything. And if you are a subscriber of my neglected Approach to Yuri channel, I'm about to upload a video to that in the next 5 minutes. So it's short, but it's going to happen. I'm going to be updating. I'll update that one more regularly now too. They'll just be shorter. So I'm getting there, guys. All right. You guys are awesome. If this is evening for you, have a good rest of your night. If it is day for you, have a very good day. And I will see you in our next video and in our next stream. So have a very good day.